What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, let me tell you about this one. I do believe this is one of the strongest teams in the Psychic Cup. I went 22 and 3 with it. Yes, you heard 22 and 3. And these are all my sets that I did yesterday on stream. Um, Once again, battles are done on Twitch. Link in the description as always to Twitch if you guys want to follow me and watch these battles happen in real time as they do happen. Interact with me as they do happen. Link in description as always. But yeah, I do believe this is one of the strongest teams in Psychic Cup. Can't even talk in Psychic Cup. And you guys will see all of my battles I did yesterday. These are the only thing that I did end up chopping up was the in between of the battles because there is times where I do go take bathroom breaks and stuff, but I cut it down so we're only seeing straight battles here. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Once again, I went 22 and 3. You guys will see that here. As we are about to get hit with a shadow ball, they come into a Gardevoir. And this is the first game. This game right here actually um lets me know that I need to always keep a shield. So as long as you guys always keep a shield for this whatever Pokemon it is, it doesn't matter. As long as you keep a shield, you guys will always end up winning, and you guys will see that here. So I do get the foul play off. I switch into my slow bro. Slow bro going to get hit with a bind slam, which is fine. Gonna shield this up as they do come back in with the clay dog. Clay dog going to throw the scorching sands. Unfortunate for them, I do not get the debuff. Gonna be able to make it to brutal swing here. They end up shielding one. Don't making sure I'm throwing a good timing here. One poison jab and then the move, I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Malabar, knowing that Malabar can actually take this move. And I'm thinking there's probably something in the back that's probably weak to Slow Bro. So I did. That's the reason I ended up swapping out like that. Um, I think they swapped out into a Slow King. Slow King is going to get farmed down completely, and whatever's in the back, they know that it's over, and we're going to be able to take that game. We're gonna see Malamar up against a Rapidash, and this is pretty bad. So I'm gonna switch out into my Claydol. Claydol is going to get hit with a move here. I'm gonna go ahead and no shield this, and this is when I realized that I should probably start shielding the Mega Horn. So you guys will see in future games I do end up shielding the Mega Horn. So these are the first few games. These are all in order. Once again, I didn't. The only thing that I chopped up was the battle, the stuff in between, like me catching Pokemon, going to the restroom, stuff like that. But yeah, gonna be able to come back into my Malamar, uh, and there's a reason why I also prefer Sideway instead of what is it called? Instead of Psycho Cut. And yes, instead of Psycho Cut, because the two foul plays with the sideways actually KO Malamar. Whereas with the Psycho Cuts, you don't KO Malamar in two. You need three. So yeah, I do prefer Scythe Wave for that reason. The damage is as well. But we are gonna be able to take that game as we go on to the next game. We're gonna see Charmer. We're gonna see Gardevoir in the league. We're gonna switch out into Claydol once again. And we don't want to go into a hard answer because our hard answer, we need to make sure that we win swap here so we can have our hard answer on their um Gardevoir. They no shield that for some reason. I'm not too sure why they no shielded that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and throw the move here. Expecting them to shield, to be honest. Trying to fight for switch, but they actually don't. So that's kind of bad for me because I could have came out with a little bit more of energy. But this is fine. They're gonna go ahead and throw their energy with the Malamar. Malamar is gonna knock out the Clay Dog, which is fine. Gonna go back into my Malamar. Malamar can take a couple hits here. Once again, like I said, we can take a Hyper Beam and two foul plays. So this is not going to be enough to KO me, and it's not enough to KO them either. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, knowing that I can live this next foul play, make it to another foul play. Gonna be able to make it to another foul play here. And now at this point, I do believe I'm gonna go ahead and switch out. Don't they switch out first? And I was patiently waiting for them to switch on to their um, Gardevoir, and now I'm gonna be able to farm down completely and take that game. Slow bro, one of these Pokemon, these three Pokemon are the top three best Pokemon in the Psychic Cup, I do believe. We're gonna see. I don't know what it is. Bruxish, maybe it was Bruxish. Yeah, it was Bruxish. They're gonna go ahead and let it go through and just get absolutely one shotted. and now they're gonna come into. They came into a charmer. Is it a charm? I'm not sure if it's running charm. It might be running charm. Um, Gonna go ahead and let shield this up. Triple axle. That's fine. Preserve a little bit of some health on my slow bro, and they recognize that the game is over, and we're gonna be able to take that game and go 4-1 in this first set. So this is the very first set that I did. Like it once again, they are in all in order. We do get a card bank here for our troubles. We start ranking up. I do go like I get like 200 points. I think I climb like over 200 points or something. We're gonna see. This is where I recognize that I should not go for the hyper beam, and I should actually go for two foul plays. So never go for the hyper beam. And another thing too, I do believe that superpower is probably better to have, because of the pacing. You get to the superpower first, because I don't think a lot of Malamars are running superpower. So you would be able to outpace any Malamar, and I think that would be for for people that have like super good Malamars. I am running a raid slash field research a research task Malamar, so my IVs are a little bit more attack weighted. Now, granted, it might not win all the CMPs, but it will probably win most CMPs. So if you guys do not, if you guys have a very good rank one, I do prefer having superpower. That way you outpace. But if you have one that is constantly winning CMP, then hyper beam, just in case you need it for nuke. But I haven't really used the hyper beam. You guys will see here in this video. As I do go back into my slow bro gonna be able to knock out the Metang, and then farm down the Clado and take that game. On to the next game. We're gonna see Chimeco, and this is where we want to see Chimeco. They switch out into a Rapidash. Rapidash is gonna get met with my Galarian Slow Bro. I have a decision here. I'm gonna go ahead and shield it. They do end up body slamming me. Gonna go ahead and throw the move right away. You might be able to get a shield here. We do get a shield, and now at this point, I might go ahead and just let this go through. Nope, I do end up shielding. Mega Horn is actually not enough to KO, so I didn't have to shield there, but that's fine either way. You're gonna be able to make it to multiple brutal swings here on the Chimeco. We're one away. We do one and then throw, and then they're gonna give us their shield. They're gonna go ahead and throw their move, and at this point, I can farm down with my Clado, and then have energy for whatever comes in. They come into their own Clado, and I'm going for the Shadow Ball here, but they go for the Scorching Sands, I do believe, because they are one turn behind. Gonna be able to make it to the Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball not going to be enough to KO, but a few more MUDSLAPs is gonna be enough to KO, and we can farm them down completely and take that game. As we do go on to the next battle, we're gonna see Malamar up against a Rapidash, and obviously this is really bad for the Malamar. We're gonna switch out into the Claydol. Claydol is going to get hit with a move here unless I end up shielding, which I am gonna go ahead and shield, because once again in the earlier games you guys saw that I did end up no shielding the Mega Horn, and it did a lot of damage. So this time they do swap out into a Malamar, just like that one game. Gonna be able to live this, I think, but barely. So to just enough to get off this next Scorching Sands. Once I get, like I said, keeping one shield is going to do super wonderful for us. And they end up throwing here, which they didn't have to. They could have just committed to the farm down, but that's good for me. Gonna come into my Malamar knowing that I can tank a hit just in case they do end up getting to move, and this Rapidash is pretty much in foul play range, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the foul play switch out into my Galarian Slow Bro. At this point, they have nothing they can do because this Victini is going to get hit with a Surf here. It's not gonna be enough to KO, but I can safely no shield this. I don't think I can. Yeah, I think I can live that. I'm at the Bruce Swing. Bruce Swing should be enough to KO from this range, and we're gonna be able to take that game. And as we are going to go ahead and go into the next battle, we're gonna see once again another Galarian Rapidash in the lead, and I'm gonna switch out into my Clay Dog. Clay Dog going to shield up once again. Do not want to get hit with a Mega Horn, and this one's gonna stay in. And so just enough time for me to get off this Scorching Sands. They do end up shielding, bring out the Malamar just like always, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, knowing that I can live that. Gonna farm up to a potential shadow ball, see what they want to do here. They do let it go through, so I should have went for the shadow ball, but this is fine. They are forced to throw energy here, and I'm gonna go ahead and let it go through. Now I'm gonna come into my own Malamar once again, farm up, get that farm. If they make it to move, so be it. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and let this go through. Get the farm, throw the move at the Galarian Ponyta or Rapidash because they are pretty much in range where a foul play would be KO. And I'm gonna go ahead and shield this up. It's a body slam. They do bait me, but they don't make it to another move. And once again, it's going to be another Victini in the back. And this time, I'm just like, you know what? Okay, well, last one, the surf wasn't enough. But this time, this person throws right away. And I'm just gonna throw back to back here, get this thing out the way, and then, or they caught. Oh, it was another KO. For some reason, I thought that Victini lived. But yeah, gonna be on to the next battle. We're gonna see Claydol in the lead up against our Malamar, and this is actually pretty good for the Malamar. All you gotta do is just make sure to throw in good timing. And I know the sideway animation is kind of trippy because sometimes you can't tell what's going on, and I think I do throw in bad timing a few times. So I'm still needing to get used to the animation. I can't really tell what's going on, to be honest. There's a lot going on. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Once again, always trying to keep a shield for the back line. My Claydol is going to come in, farm down, hopefully get the farm down. I don't get the farm down. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. Once again, need to keep a shield for the back end. I do get debuffed, which is not ideal. They come into a Gardevoir, but this Gardevoir is most likely going to shield. They don't end up shielding. They get deleted with one more move. And now in the back is a Chimecho, I think. And Chimecho is going to get hit with this first Brutal Swing. Um, is it Chimecho? Hoopa. It might be Hoopa. And if it's Hoopa, this Brutal Swing will be enough to KO. Double super effective. And we're going to be able to take that game and go 5-0 in this next set. I'm telling you guys, this team is super, super strong. Um, you guys want to climb with a super strong team, this is the team here. And now we are playing Dan Ottawa U2, and he is running Galarian Rapidash in the lead. Gonna switch out once again. You guys have seen we swapped out a lot of times, and now I am gonna go ahead and shield this up. Most of them been going Mega Horn, but I do remember this game where he goes Body Slam and he baits me, but he's staying in, which is giving me good hopes. But he does make it to a move here. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. If it's the Mega Horn, so be it. Kind of have to let it go through. They swap out into their own Galarian Slowbro as I swap into my Slowbro. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Farm up and then swap out into my Malamar. Maybe I should have threw a Brutal Swing, to be honest, but we're gonna see what it does here. Gonna farm up extra energy here, make it to the Brutal Swing or the foul play, and they're gonna go ahead and let it go through. I do make it to the next foul play here to get the shield for this up against this Rapidash, but they do let it go through. In the back is their own Malamar, and this is going to get tricky here. Now, I do go for the foul play, switch out into my own, goes for the Brutal Swing, and I need to make it to another move here. But the Brutal Swing does not do enough damage, as you guys can see. So I do need to go for a Surf here, hoping I can make it to a Surf here. Do we make it to the Surf? We make it to the Surf. Is Surf going to be enough to KO? Let's find out. It is not enough to KO. They do end up, we force them to throw their energy, and this is really good. If they don't have another move, we can farm them down because we have more health, and we are going to be able to take that game. GG's Dan Ottawa, YouTube. Now we are gonna see Victini up against our Malabar, and this is actually, I'm not too sure what this is, but I know it's not really good for the Malamar. They swap out into their own Malamar, and I'm going to go for the Hyper Beam, put them in range where I could just farm them down. Obviously, I want to take this move. I don't want to tank it on my Claydol. Although Claydol can tank a move if it has to, but now I get the full farm down. They swap into their Galarian Rapidash. Rapidash is going to get hit with a move here unless they end up shielding, which they do end up shielding. And now at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and let this go through. Once again, keeping the shield for the back end. They do make it to another move. Gonna go ahead and let it go through. And now this is farm down range for my Galarian Slowbro. They are gonna make it to a move, I do believe. They swap out. Gonna go straight for the Surf here. Don't expect them to shield, to be honest, but they do end up shielding. Gonna switch out into my Malamar and force them to throw energy here, which they do end up throwing energy. And now this is looking a little bit tricky. Gonna be able to farm up extra energy here. Gonna shield this up, hoping this brutal swing is enough to KO this Galarian Rapidash, and it is. And we're gonna be able to take that game as we do go on to the next battle. We're gonna see. Okay, taking my time. But yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. We're gonna see Malamar up against Gardevoir. Obviously, this is really bad for us. We're gonna swap out into the Claydol. Claydol is going to get to the move, but they do end up catching on their Malamar. Super good of them. And now, gonna go ahead and shield this up, but this potentially gives me a chance to farm them down. I do believe getting a shield here and maybe potentially farming them down. We're gonna see what we can do here. I think I just end up shielding here. This is probably the one time I do go down shield. Reason being is because I do want this Gardevoir on my Slowbro. They swap out into their Gardevoir, so they do end up making me aggressively swap into my Slowbro. Gonna be able to make it to a Surf here, so I do throw the Brutal Swing, get the shield, and then throw the Surf because it's going to do more damage. And now at this point, I can come into my Malamar, try to catch, but they don't throw their energy. But Klados lives on 1 HP to get the move off, and one more MUDSLAP is going to be enough to KO the Malamar. We're going to be able to take that game. As we do go on to the next battle, we're going to see Victini in the lead up against our Malamar, and obviously, once again, this is kind of an iffy matchup. I'm going to try to throw right before they make it to back-to-back, because most of the time they are going to shield. They do end up shielding, and now I'm gonna go ahead and shield as well. But I know I can tank one, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Gonna see what they want to do, because at this point I do expect them to swap out. They do swap out into a Galarian Rapidash. Gonna switch out into my Galarian Slowbro. Gonna go ahead and shield this up just in case it's the high horsepower, just a Mega Horn. And now this should be just a body slam, and we have a lot of energy on the Slowbro. So for whatever comes in, it's gonna get hit with a lot of charge moves here, fast move and charge moves. Not too sure. I think it was the Victini. Gonna go ahead and throw the Bruise Swing. Not enough to KO. Gonna try to catch. Uh, do kind of catch there, and now I have a lot of energy on my Slowbro. Gonna go ahead and swap into my Clado. In the back, there's a Celebi, and this is not looking good for us. We're gonna go ahead and full send the Shadow Ball. They no shield, giving me a potential win con, and now they top left, not recognizing that that game is over because they no shielded the Shadow Ball. GG's. We are going to see Claydol up against our Malamar. This is good for the Malamar. They switch out into their own Malamar. Once again, I'm going to go straight for the Hyper Beam here, put it in range where I can farm it down with my back mon. This time I do elect to switch out instantly because they ended up shielding, which I don't really particularly like that they did end up shielding. So now I am going to go ahead and shield this next move up here. And I should be able to make it to the Scorching Sands here. Scorching Sands should get the shield or the KO. Doesn't get the KO, but they do save their Malamar. Now this is looking a little bit tricky, but since they are down shield, I'm going to go ahead and throw the Shadow Ball. Don't expect them to shield. Swap out into my own Malamar. Knowing I can live this move, I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. And now I should be able to fully farm down completely. I think I got the attack fall, so it made it a little bit harder for me to farm down. They come into something that has Astonish. Couldn't really see. Chimecho, and now I'm waiting at the clock a little bit so I can either try to catch or swap out if I have to. And gonna make sure to throw on good timing here. I think it was good timing. Yeah, it was good timing. Gonna try to catch the move. We do successfully end up catching, and now gonna farm them down. No, gonna have to shield this up, farm them down, hoping I can just farm them down all the way. Unfortunately, they haven't moved, and we are going to end up losing this game. Potential win, but yeah, I tried. And we go 4-1 in this set. These battles are actually kind of going pretty fast. Scroll it for a little bit of our troubles, ranking up to 2167, I think it was, or something like that. I can't really see, it's too small. Galarian Rapidash in the lead up against our Malamar. Gonna switch out into the Claydol as always. And now they are gonna throw their move. Gonna go ahead and shield this up. Once again, we know that they can make it to a Mega Horn. They do make it to a Mega Horn. They swap out into their Claydol. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the bait. Usually they don't shield. Um, and in this case they don't shield. But I do end up winning CNP here. I don't think this is enough to KO either. So they do let it go through. I'm gonna go ahead and let it go through. At this point, I'm in a very bad position. They do Shadow Ball, but we get the KO at the same time. I am down the shield, and this is looking pretty tricky for me. I'm assuming they're gonna bring their rapid dash into my Malamar. So I do go into the slow bro and then bring out a meow stick. Meow stick, I think. I don't know how to say its name, but that thing it does has access to sucker punch, so it would be doing super effective on my slow bro. I do let the move go through, and this is looking like it's getting a little bit tricky for me. I need to swap out. Can't swap out. Gonna be have to. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. To be honest, I feel like it doesn't hit too hard. I need the shield for this rapid dash, and hopefully I can farm them down completely. I do get the farm down, back to back brutal swings, and they recognize that this game is over, and we are going to be able to take that game. As we do see Malamar in the lead up against our own Malamar, and at this point, I already told you guys, 2 foul plays is going to be enough to KO. We do lose CMP, so that is very interesting. They go for the Hyper Beam, and because they went for the hyper beam, now this gives me a chance to actually win the matchup. I do farm up just a tad bit over, and now they are gonna come into their ponytail. Gonna just let them take me out. Come into my slow bro. Gonna shield this up. Most likely they don't bait here, and they didn't bait, which is really good. Swap out into their own slow bro, and if they let this go through, at this point this game is over because I can let this go through, and I should be able to farm them down all the way completely. And we're gonna see we do farm them down completely. They're gonna come back into the rapid dash, gonna farm them down completely as well. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through because I'm thinking this is just a body slam. Um, but oh no, we just go straight for the farm down. It's straight fast move pressure, and we are going to be able to take that game as we do see Malamar in the lead once again up against our own Malamar, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Gonna keep farming up extra energy here, make it to the double foul play, I do believe, and just throw them back to back. Because once again, this should be enough to KO the Malamar, and it actually is not enough to KO. So I guess a very high rank one does live. Um, and now I am going to be able to farm down with my Clay Doll. They come into a Chimecho, and Astonish is actually doing really good damage to my Clay Doll. I'm gonna switch out into my Slow Bro, protect my Clay Doll in case I do need it for some reason. Gonna farm up, throw on good timing. They do make it to the move first. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. They energy ball me, and now in the back, I can't see what that was, but I am gonna go for Belheim. I'm not sure how to say that thing, but that thing, one and through, and then swap out into my clay doll at this point. Gonna farm down completely, and we're gonna see, can we win this? We are at a move. Scorching Sands to be enough to KO, and we are going to be able to take that game. As we do go on to the next battle, we are going to see um, Malamar up against Slow Bro, and this is actually pretty good for the Malamar. And you guys will see here, you can go ahead and let this go through. They are going to be able to outpace us to the Brew Swings. And then now I am over farming here, going to be able to make it to my move right before they make it to the next move. And they do end up shielding up, which is very interesting. I am going to shield this up as well. Could have potentially just let it go through and then farm down with my Claydol. Had a bunch of energy. You're gonna see what they want to do. Did overfarm a little bit. They come into the rapid dash, so this was probably the better play was shielding that and winning alignment. And then now this was CMP tie, but this is pretty good for me because they can't switch out and catch. And now they do switch out their own. Gonna come into my clay doll, make it to the move here, and we're gonna see what they want to do. They do end up shielding, very interesting. And now they are going to be able to outpace me. I think I end up losing this though. We're gonna see. Um, they are going to be able to outpace me. Nope. We get to the move first. This should be enough to KO, and now we should be able to poison jet down the Galarian Rapidash, and we are going to be able to take that game. As we do go on to the next battle, we're going to see Clado in the lead up against our Malamar, and this is actually really good for the Malamar. They switch out into a Galarian Rapidash. We switch out into our Slowbro. Slowbro going to have to shield this up. This time it is the high horsepower, so really good shield of my part. Gonna go ahead and let this go through, knowing and recognizing this is just a body slam, and we should be able to farm them down completely. Gonna be able to do one and throw on this Claydol. They do end up shielding, and I see that I could potentially make it to 3 brutal swings, so I'm just gonna go for 3 brutal swings here. I don't think I could have made it to the surf. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, 3 brutal swings is going to bring them down to red, and then they swap out into their own Malamar. And I should be up energy here, so I should be able to win this matchup no matter what. Um, going to be able to CMP them, so maybe now they are caught up with me. Um, gonna go ahead and let this go through, and then they go for the superpower. Very interesting, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I think I lived this, so I swap out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. If it's a shadow ball, so be it. But it is the scorching sands, and now we are going to be able to farm them down completely. Come out with a move for their Malamar, take them out, and we are going to be able to take that game. As we do go on to the next battle, we're going to see. Oh, no, never mind. Big 5-0. Get a wild effect for our troubles there. Um, okay, now we are going to the next battle. I think this might be the last set. Um, Galarian Slowbro up against our Malamar, and this is really good for the Malamar. And now, once again, I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. They go for the Surf, which is very interesting. Gonna keep a little bit of some health here. Just throw right away. They do let it go through. And then now, so maybe I should have threw right away. Maybe they would have let it go through. Going to be able to make it to a foul play here up against this Chimeco. They're going to be able to farm me down completely. This is looking a little bit tricky, but I do have shield advantage. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to come into my Galarian Slowbro. Gonna go ahead and shield this up. They do go for energy ball, which is very interesting. In the back is a mouse stick, and I am gonna go ahead and go for the bruise swing. Switch out into my Claydol, and I should be able to live whatever they throw. I think it has energy ball as well. It does have energy ball. Defense falls, and I'm not going to be able to farm them down completely now before they get me. So I do end up throwing my move there, and now this is gonna get tricky. I do need to make it to back-to-back moves here, so hoping I can make it to back-to-back brutal swings here. One and throw. This is going to be super close. Can we make it to the next brutal swing here? And we barely make it to the next brutal swing. This should be good enough to KO, and we are going to be able to take that game. And as we do go on to the next battle, we are going to see Malamar in the lead up against a Rapidash, and obviously this is really bad for the Malamar. Gonna switch out into Claydol as always, and then they're gonna bring out a Slowbro, and they recognize this game is over. They brought in the wrong Pokemon. They top left, and now we are going to see Charmander in the lead up against our Malamar, and this is really good for the Malamar. They staying in, so this is really interesting. Probably wait till Malamar, but I'm gonna go ahead and shield this up, farm up extra energy here, recognizing that I can just potentially keep farming and farming and farming, shielding one, and then farm up a lot of energy. They swap out into a Charmer. I might have been a Gardevoir. It is Gardevoir. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and stay in, have this Gardevoir aligned to my Slowbro, and once again, like that other person, they swapped into their Slowbro. We're gonna go ahead and throw the brutal swing. They let it go through, and now at this point, we can live this move, and we should be able to farm them down all the way completely and be able to take this game. Once again, we're just gonna go straight for fast move pressure. They realize that we're going for fast move pressure. They won't be able to farm us down, so they go for the move. And now the game freezes here. I'm not too sure what's going on, but it's I'm like, what's going on? So and then yeah, I don't know what happened there, but very weird. End up winning regardless. And did I chop it up good enough? Maybe not. Yeah, we are getting down to our last few battles here. Now we are gonna see Hoopa in the lead up against our Malamar. This is where we want to see the Hoopa, and Gonna farm up extra energy here, throw the foul play on the Girafarig, switch out into the Claydol, and then now I am gonna go ahead and shield this up. Maybe I didn't have to shield the first one, but I'm trying to. I was like, should I go for the farm down? I'm just gonna go ahead and throw, keep the health on this Claydol. They swap out into a Bruxious. No, the Hoopa. Gonna go ahead and straight for the Scorching Sands. They do end up shielding, and then now I come into my Malamar, maybe? Yeah, I come in Malamar. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Hoping I can live this, but I don't end up living it. And now everything just got complicated. And I'm taking a lot of damage here, hoping I could farm them down completely, but I can't farm them down. And now this is looking super tricky because that's not going to be doing enough to KO. I don't know if I would have thrown the surf if I would have been able to farm down. But at this point, I do have another move, but that Hoopa has a move as well, and they are going to end up winning CMP. So if I would have just took out the Hoopa, kept the shield for the Rapidash, I would have been able to win that game. But unfortunately, we do end up losing that game by a mistake, misplay. But yeah, I think this is the final battle. We're gonna see Malamar in the lead up against our Malamar. And now I am gonna go ahead and let this go through. Once again, two foul players with the sideways is going to be enough to KO a Malamar. They do end up shielding, which is very interesting, and then they swap out into something I didn't see what it was. A slow bro, a slow bro gonna get hit with the move. They are going to be able to make it to move, but Clay Dog going to be able to tank it since it's so tanky. And then now we do get the farm down completely. Going to be able to throw the Scorching Sands at the Malamar. At this point, I think I could just shield this up since I have shields. I can shield this up, farm them down completely. They come out into a slow bro. Slow bro going to get hit with this Scorching Sands as they do end up shielding up. I tried to catch and I'm throwing the game. Oh man, I'm throwing the game here. And this is looking really bad for me now. And we're gonna come into our slow bro. Hoping I can I have to let this go through. Oh man, it is the Shadow Ball. I am going to be able to make it to a Brutal Swing here. Brutal Swing not enough to KO. They swap it into the Malamar. This is giving me an opening. We do farm them down with the Claydol, and they recognize that they are not going to be able to farm me down before I farm them down. And we are going to be able to win that game as we do throw. I'm throwing, he's throwing, we're throwing back and forth, trying to see who can throw the best. And it looked like he ended up throwing a lot better than I did. But yeah, you guys are seeing 2683, I think, not 2683, 2283, I think was where I ended, and that is my season high as well. So if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys on the next video.